Hey everyone, welcome back. It is time for another wrestling review. This week we have two of them for you. We have first our first review of the week. It is TNA Sacrifice. With me once again is Campo.Reviews, the man who reviews movies, TV shows, wrestling. Just came back from a stint. He went to the Toronto Comic Con over the weekend.
Yeah, I think I was there. I don't
You think you were
remember.
there?
I
Get
don't
anything
recall.
good?
Yeah, I got a lot of stuff. My
Good.
wallet is not happy about it.
That's what happens at Comic Cons. But before we talk more about Comic Cons and wrestling, make sure you drop a like on this video, give the video a thumbs up, share with your friends, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff if you haven't yet. And let's get this channel rolling for 2024. So with that, TNA Sacrifice 2023, 2024. Living in the past here.
This
It
guy's
was
gone.
Yeah, it is. I am. We'll start with the pre-show match. One of the pre-show matches was Crazy Steve defending the TNA Digital Media Championship against Joe Henry.
Yeah, I believe in Joe Hendry.
Yeah,
Um, yeah, whatever.
Joe Henry.
It's fine.
AJ Francis cost them the match. They're
It
building
it
to an
was yeah, they're building to a story that
I
I
don't
don't know.
want.
It's hard to gauge it because it's not Joe Hendry is a good wrestler,
Mm-hmm.
but he's not like someone I care about really, and the audience is only going to care about this feud because they like Joe Hendry.
Joe Henry,
Like
yeah.
otherwise, this feud is just a waste of time.
It
Like
is
who
true. Joe
cares?
Henry is over with the crowd.
Yeah, and that's the only reason that this feud has any weight at all.
I think it's the Joe Henry comedy bits. He's really good at the comedy sketches and stuff like that, right? So
But it's all really overshadowing Crazy Steve.
who's the champion?
Like nobody cared that he was there because this
No.
feud has completely took over the match. Like the ring work was fine.
Is AJ Francis, you think, getting in line for the
They're gonna let
championship?
him win.
Yeah.
They're gonna let him win for sure, and then he's gonna have a feud with Joe, and he's eventually gonna win.
Yeah. Okay. Crazy Steve goes over. Not interference. I wouldn't call it a disqualification, but Joe Henry was distracted by that guy.
Yeah, it was an okay match.
Next we go into our next match of the night, pre-show match, which is Speedball Mountain, Mike Bailey and Trent Seven against the Rascals. I guess this is the number one contenders match.
Yeah, I think the writing is kind of on the wall that they're gonna give it to
Speedball Mountain.
Speedball Mountain because Mike Bailey hasn't won anything ever.
He's won a couple X Division
Did
championships,
he?
but
Because
that's
I don't freaking remember them.
yeah. Yeah, they were short-lived. I think he feuded with what's his nuts for a while from the Rascals, Trey Miguel.
He didn't beat Trey Miguel though.
No, but he feuded with him for a while. Impact Wrestling. Yep, he's a one-time X Division champion.
Yeah, that was probably like before I ever watched Impact.
Mm-hmm. Thank you, Timmy, for looking that up for us.
Yeah. Anyways, I don't know what we did to deserve two matches of this caliber in a pre-show.
They were pretty good matches. Like they weren't bad
Like
matches.
no, like this match was really good. The first one was just okay, but like it wasn't bad. It was definitely like
Yeah,
worth your time. And like
got you hyped up for the pay-per-view.
the name value is like
Mm-hmm.
the digital media champion and Joe Hendry and AJ Francis in the first one, and then the
Yeah,
second match you have two of the best like tag teams they have,
yeah, that are
and all
not.
four of them are like pretty decently popular wrestlers.
Yeah, they're pretty over. Like it was yeah. Like I said, it got me hyped for the match. I'll talk about this at the end of the review, and we'll discuss that at the end. But we'll go right into the first card of the main show, or the first match of the main card, which was Nick Nemeth against Burt Macklin. Originally, this was supposed to be for the New Japan Global Championship, but why did they take it off the line? They never said.
I genuinely don't know. He didn't even bring it out,
No, he didn't. He didn't even walk out with it.
which makes me think something's fishy is going on.
Well, I mean, it came out. We'll talk about it next week on our state, but it turns out Finley's pretty seriously hurt, like pretty seriously sick.
Which well, yeah, we'll talk about that after.
Yeah.
Game Kid did resign, so
Yes, Gabe Kidd is staying. One by one,
um,
they're re-signing the guys.
we'll go that. Well, you should save everything for that. We'll save
Yeah.
everything for that. So I don't
Another
wanna-
thing I wanted to bring up. Macklin keeps talking about Ziggler is you'll never be known as Nick Nemeth. You'll always be just Dolph Ziggler, another WWE castaway. And like You were a WWE castaway yourself.
Yeah, he's also
He was part of a faction called the Forgotten Sons, and everybody already forgot about them.
he's in the section of wrestling where he's been around and still nobody has any idea who he is. Okay?
He's
Like
never accomplished anything.
unless you genuinely like really watch TNA, you will not know who Burt Macklin FBI is except in passing.
Well, you won't even know him when he was in WWE as Steve Cutler.
That's what I mean, right? He's not someone that you're just gonna see him and be like, "Oh, that's that guy."
And he was there for
Burt Macklin
7 years
FBI.
too. It's not like he was like,
He looks like Fat Andy from Parks and Rec. Who was it? Chris Pratt?
Chris Pratt, Burt Macklin.
FBI.
Exactly.
Anyways, this is the best match he's ever had.
Yes. Other than like best in-ring work that he's done, that match against PCO, that hardcore match was pretty good.
Okay, and also the one title match he had was pretty solid storytelling wise.
Yeah.
But I just think like this is the most polished
He's
he's
ever
looked.
been.
Like it was
Yeah.
very smooth. Credit to Nick Nemeth, he's pretty good.
Yeah.
Like
Under
this was a good match.
I
This
wouldn't
is
call him
genuinely
underrated, but
good.
more like underutilized in WWE at the end.
For sure, because everyone knew he was skilled, so I don't think you can call him underrated. He's
Yeah.
definitely underappreciated by the company WWE.
Yeah.
Like you had someone there that could have easily got you through hard times if you just like leaned on him when you needed it, and you didn't.
Yeah. Very true. Very true. But Nick Nemeth does go over. Really good match. Yeah. With that, we'll go into our next match. It is our tag team championship match. It is the ABC defending against the system. And have you noticed that the ABC don't use Bullet Club branding anymore?
I actually didn't.
They don't do the too sweet. They don't do any of that anymore. They don't have any reference to the Bullet Club anymore.
They must. So we got it. We're gonna talk about this. Should we talk about this?
Let's talk about it. Let's
I
give
think
them
that
something to talk about.
because your boy stepped aside, got fired.
Scott
What's his
Demore?
name? Scott Demore. That New Japan doesn't want to work with Impact anymore, so they took all the branding back. There's no title. That's why he didn't come out with the title. That's why they didn't
Yeah.
talk about the title. When they
Yeah.
talked about Kushida, they barely ever mentioned anything about New Japan.
New Japan. Yeah. So I think you're right. I think with Scott Demore leaving, he was that linchpin that kept the balance between New Japan and Impact or TNA, whatever you want to call them. With him gone, New Japan just pulled out everything. Or it could just be Tanahashi being a weirdo again.
Yeah, that's possible. I mean, he could be getting scared because everyone's like stealing his wrestlers, right?
Yeah. And that leads me to believe I don't think we're gonna get any Impact guys in the G1 this year.
I mean, you might get Nick Nemeth.
But Nick Nemeth technically is a free agent.
Is he? Or is he just?
I think he's a freelancer.
Okay, okay.
I think I could be mistaken. Timmy will look that up for us, but
Well, they've pulled in a fair amount of talent. When you go through the last like 2 years of people that have been signing to Impact and what
mhm.
compared to what they've lost,
Yeah, I mean
like
they're
their
they're
roster's pretty
usually
deep.
pretty good at replacing the talent they've lost, but now I'm a little more skeptical about it. Because of the fact without the more now, I think we're gonna see once talent leaves, I don't see them coming replacing them.
Like they're yeah. So as people's contract expire and they walk out, nobody's gonna fill in the gap.
Yeah, yeah. He is not signed. He is a freelance. So,
I bit my
but
lip.
yeah. But the system, so this is the issue I had with this show. The matches were good. I'm baffled by some of the booking decisions.
I'm baffled by every booking decision throughout this entire run. We started off
Especially
with the
especially when it
feud.
came to championship matches.
It started off with the feud. The Joe Hendry and
Hmm.
Thing feud that like that overshadowed a match. That's number
Right.
one. That's first decision. And then the other two matches weren't really for anything, so I can't
But this
really.
one, again, the system go over,
So,
which leads me to believe I believe Moose is on the or Eddie Edwards are on the booking team.
oh, Eddie Edwards is for sure on the booking team. And this match made
And he's pulling a Kevin Nash when Kevin Nash booked himself to win everything.
it didn't really make sense. If I'm
No,
being honest, the way that when you go through this, it's because it wasn't a bad match. It's
no,
actually by far the best match I've seen Brian Myers, that's his name,
yeah,
right? Russell, by
yeah.
far.
They seem to work better as a tag team than they did as solo wrestlers.
It's because they're good heels. They're
Yeah,
just not top card wrestlers.
they're good at drawing heat for
Yeah,
sure.
and that's what it should be. That's how they
And
should be used.
Alicia, whatever she goes, she's a heat magnet too.
Yeah, and she stays getting heat for the whole match. Where it's like when you watch New Japan, you have a Peter, or you watch WWE and you have like Lana. That's what her name was, right?
Yeah,
I mean AEW.
yeah. We'll talk
They
about that in the state with Lana and Rusev.
but they're not drawing heat. They're not like she stays outside for the entire match and
Yeah,
is constantly pissing people off and like yelling at fans and like
but
getting it
not
going.
yeah, but not drawing heat in a good way. She's drawing heat in a bad way.
Yeah, but that's what you want for a heel.
Yeah, but Alicia's pretty good. But the system do go over. We have new tag team champions.
Yeah, stupid.
Yeah, absolutely. That's what leads me to believe that Edwards and Moose are on the booking team. We'll talk about a little later on the
They're
show.
trying to do a thing. They're trying to do like a Bullet Club and have all the gold. Like don't expect that other guy. What's his name to win
AJ
something?
Francis.
No, is who's the other guy on their team? Isn't there another guy? Kenny
No, it's
King
just the
or
three of them right now.
I thought they had one of those guys, Kenny King or Rich Swan.
Oh, now he joined. Yes, he's part of the system now too, I think. Is he with the system or he's with AJ Francis?
Is he?
Yeah,
I
he
don't
joined
remember.
up
I
with
can't
AJ
keep up.
Francis.
Their bookings all over the place.
Yeah.
This the tag team belts have no value.
No.
And the only thing less than the value of these tag team belts are the women's tag team belts, which we're gonna get
Which
to
we'll
in
talk
a
about a
second.
little later in the show. Next we got we can gloss over this match. PCO against Khan one more time in a no disqualification match. Not the hardest of hardcore matches I was expecting. It seems like
It was
PCO's
really fast.
yeah, it seems like PCO's slowing down a little bit.
Yeah, but it was still good. It
Yeah,
they told the good like monsters, two big
yeah.
guys story.
A monster versus monster story.
Yeah, it was a
Yeah.
Goliath versus Goliath.
And
It was good, man, but it wasn't
PCO
like
goes over.
special.
Yeah, PCO goes over in a fairly quick match. And you want to talk about a quick match? Next, we have MK Ultra defending the TNA Knockouts World Tag Team Championships against the newly formed Spitfire, Danny Luna and Jody Threat.
So I'm gonna say all the matches. What's the next match after this?
Next match is Hammerstone versus Alexander.
Okay, so even that kind of, but up till this match for sure, it's every match felt rushed.
Mm-hmm.
Like they were just trying to hurry up because the last two matches are so long.
Yeah. I would say the last three matches. Four.
You
Yeah, the
think the
next four
Hammerstone
matches are
match was long?
20, almost 20 minutes.
It didn't feel that long.
Yeah.
Okay.
But
Well, anyways,
well, this one was 2.5 minutes.
this match was stupid.
Yeah.
It involved zero good wrestling.
Mm-hmm. It involved no wrestling. It was a cheap roll up and Spitfire are your new champions.
So this and whoever feels like they need to prove me wrong, go ahead and get little Timmy to Google it for you.
Mm-hmm.
I believe the women's tag champions have changed the belts have changed hands in 4 of the last 5 pay-per-views.
Yes, they have.
What value? And then on top of all of this, where has the last team who won it been since they won the belt, since they lost them?
Decay, they've disappeared. So yeah, with since January, this belt has changed twice. So MK Ultra won it on my birthday at Slammiversary. Lost it to Decay in January, won it back in February, then lost it to Spitfire in March. So they barely had a what did they had? They had a 14-day reign with this belt, 2 weeks.
Three belt changes in 3 pay-per-views.
Mm-hmm. They'll probably do it again in the next one too.
It makes no sense to me, especially when okay, I get it. They want Jody Threat to have something because they almost made her win the world title.
Yep.
And they're doing this weird thing that New Japan did where it's like anybody who's new gets a belt. So it's like Danny Luna, okay, you can have a belt. Because
Yeah.
like you could see they're trying to give AJ Francis a belt. They gave Mustafa Ali a belt.
Yeah. But Mustafa Ali makes sense to me. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but that's still like you're just doing that. Anyways,
Yeah.
we're off that topic, but I think that you devalue Slamovich so much. Like Killer Kelly is really good, but she's stuck in this mid card role, so it's like
Kelly's
it's not
been
so
taking
bad.
a lot of outside bookings. I don't see Kelly lasting very long with Impact TNA.
I think I like you said, I believe that they're all on the way out. They all have a chance to make really good money somewhere, and they don't really care.
Kelly would work really well in NXT.
Yeah, but I don't think she wants to go back to WWE because they didn't use her at all last time.
No, you're right. They didn't.
If anything, she's gonna go probably to Japan or something. Anyways, hold on. So to tell this dumb story here, you basically made them lose the belts so that you can begin a feud between Kelly and Slamovich again.
Again.
And then my thought process is that's how you're gonna take the belt off Jordan Grace. Is it Slamovich is finally gonna beat her?
I'll take that.
I would too, but I think the problem that we have now is how long is the story going to be for us to get there? And that point is everyone still going to have contracts? Like
Yeah.
that's like what I see, right? That's like the road that I see. And then maybe somewhere down that line, Kelly will come up to the top and she'll get her rematch against
Slamovich.
Slamovich and win the title. That's like if I was doing smart booking and
Yeah.
long-term storytelling, I would, but you broke them up too fast. They're such a good tag team.
And this shows the booking here shows you're missing Demore.
Yeah, like think of it like this. If I told you if I was on an indie show or whatever, if I was booking for like a long-term thing,
Hmm.
who the hell's coming to watch Jody Thread and Danny Luna?
No, I'm
If
going
I
there to.
announce on my indie show that Impact champions Masha Slamovich and Killer Kelly are here, people are coming to watch the show.
Yeah. Even someone she's hurt right now, but someone like a Kylan King. Because both
Exactly.
King and what's her name are hurt too. Her partner there, Taylor Wilde.
These are some sort of transitional champions that I don't understand why. But
But I mean, really, who do they have to like? They're the only three tag teams in the group right now. Is
yeah,
the
and it
K
doesn't help if you keep passing the belt around because then nobody cares anymore.
right? But are they just going to lose to DK at the next pay-per-view and just rotate between the three of them every month?
If I was you, what I would do, well, not you, I would
I don't
find
work for them
some way
anymore.
build a tag team with not Mariah May. What the hell's her name?
Alicia Edwards,
No, the British
Brookside.
girl. Yeah, it was Keziah Brookside, and then find someone else that's young and has talent that you could just pair with them as like a plucky underdog tag team that you don't think is gonna win, and then have them win. Then you give them gold, and people are gonna pay to see that because they're cute
Yeah,
and they're like, hey, I like those ones.
Brookside. I know her dad. Like I remember Robbie Brooks. Yeah, so people might,
That's not
but
what people are saying. Guys are like,
no,
holy shit, she's hot. I'll go watch that. That's like
that's
going to a
really
wrestling
what
show.
truly wrestling fans are
That's
saying.
literally what it is.
I say Robbie Brookside because I remember Robbie Brooks, but yeah,
Yeah, exactly. Nobody else does. But that's
nobody
my
else
point is that
does.
like that's how you a build people up
Yeah,
and people love those like cute tag teams like when you put Hook and Jungle Boy together and it's
yeah.
Jungle Hook. They're like, oh yeah. Like that's what
Hookhausen.
people want, Hookhausen, exactly. That's what they want. They
Want
don't
some chips?
they love those like cute one-off tag teams
Yeah,
that you're using to build people up, right?
yeah. Yeah, I don't know where they're gonna go with this. Like I said, like baffled by the booking decisions so far. Next we got a rematch from Hard to Kill. Alex Hammerstone against Josh Alexander. They dropped the Alex Hammerstone and it's just Hammerstone, so you didn't get confused in this match.
Okay. But that makes no difference to me. Hammerstone sounds fine. The problem I don't have with it is it's very WWE. It's such a WWE move. Like now we own you.
Yeah,
You don't have a first name.
but the match was not very WWE. The match was actually really good.
The match was really good. Hammerstone is pretty talented. he did scare me the time when he went up to the top rope and he like legitimately couldn't stand on it, and I was like,
Yeah,
oh
and he
no,
was
why
like
are you doing this?
teetering and tottering over the. Yeah,
But yeah,
but
I mean, it was a really good match. It didn't feel as long as you said it was. Like I recall it
yeah.
being short.
See, this is where they need that proper mid card belt. They don't have a mid card belt because I don't consider the digital champion. That's like your TV
And that's what
championship.
I've been complaining about forever. And the X division is like a junior weight belt, right?
Yeah,
They need a proper like intercontinental type belt.
yeah. Someone like when you're, it's for someone who's a main eventer but is not in the title picture at the moment. It's something else they can go after. This
Exactly.
where you put your Alexander now, or if someone you want to push like Jake something, you want to push this guy now. This is where you put him. Like, you know what I mean? Bhupinder, this is where you can put him. Like, I miss
Yeah, and
Bhupinder.
anyone can have a TV belt.
Yeah,
So why don't they just make, I know there's a digital media championship, but call your belt the Access TV championship. I don't know, whatever channel you're on.
yeah,
I don't know. I agree with you though, and I think what they do have though is exactly what WWE is missing is there is no low card belt. So there's nothing for the lower people to
yeah,
do because they can't wrestle for any belts. So the having the digital media helps with that, but I feel like you need a true one because the X division is not uh, a mid-tier belt. It's a different category altogether.
yeah.
It's
It's a
its
different
own
division. Yeah,
division.
but I mean, anybody can win it, but still, like you
It's a different
associate.
style of match.
Yeah, you associate the X division with like more of a cruiserweight style, like a
Yeah,
lucha style.
it's a junior heavyweight belt, and it's more intense. It's more like
Flashy.
realistic. Yeah, it's real. It feels like real wrestling more than
Yeah.
the other
You're
ones do.
and yeah, and like I said, Hammerstone, he would benefit so much if there was a mid-card belt right now.
Josh Alexander would,
Yeah.
because he can't wrestle for the X division. You can't do that with him.
No, it's it to for him wrestling in the X division would be like a step down.
Yeah, and he's like his issue is that like I know he has been around. It's not like he hasn't been
Yeah.
around.
This guy could be like he has the potential to be the next Kurt Angle.
Yeah, they Okada'd him though. That's the problem they did with him. Is they
Yeah.
made him feel like he was the best wrestler in this company, and then anything else doesn't feel the same,
Yeah.
even when he's wrestling other good wrestlers. And the issue they have, which I see it coming already, is there's clearly a plan in place for him to eventually win the title again. Like you could see the way the booking is going, and it's like, oh, we're just
Yeah.
gonna Josh Alexander is gonna win.
Yeah. Probably at Slammiversary, but we'll go Hammerstone actually wins this match. Um
It didn't seem like he was going to. It
no.
was a good story
Did you hear
told in
the
the ring.
return of our friend?
Which friend?
Walking weapon.
Oh yeah. Was that him?
Yeah, he was in the front row again.
Oh my God, I knew it. You know how I knew? I was like, I bet you that's the guy because he kept starting the chants and no one was doing it with him.
Yep,
He did
that
it.
was
He
our
did like
boy.
9 different ones. He was like, Saya, Brookside, and no one was like doing anything.
Yep, that's him. That's him. He returned. Oh, there you go. And
Don't worry, I'm still here. I gotta blow my nose.
AliExpress CM Punk wasn't there though. But we'll go into our next match. We have Mustafa Ali and the Grizzled Young Vets against Time Machine, Sabin Kushida, and Alex Shelley. They are starting to tell the story of the dissension in the ranks, the fact that Shelley doesn't trust Kushida anymore because he threw in the towel in the match. You could see it like Shelley doesn't want to tag in Kushida.
It's stupid. It's stupid because you're telling the same storyline with Killer Kelly that
Hmm.
you're telling with Kushida, and you do this in every wrestling company, and it's
Hmm.
so cliche,
It's overplayed.
and it doesn't need to happen.
No,
Like, do we want to watch this match? Yeah, obviously, of course, we want to watch this match. Do I want to see the storyline? No, I don't.
no. Just have Kushida versus Shelley. Just have Sabin versus Shelley. Let's just do it. We're like I'd rather like tell the story where like I hope they're gonna go in the direction that it's like Shelley is gonna force Sabin to pick a side. Either you're with him or you're with me. You can't have it both ways.
Yeah, exactly.
And I think
And
that's the direction they're gonna be going in. But this was besides the story of it, this was a fantastic in-ring match.
It was really good. And
Again, it shows Ali was so underutilized and underappreciated in the WWE.
to me, it shows that he had the potential, regardless of in-ring skill, to be a legit top of the card guy
Hmm.
as a heel or as a face because he's good with the character. He's good at telling the story in the ring. He's just it works. It was very smooth. But
He
then
would
again,
he,
you're
he
you're
would have been a
facing three
good
of the
mid.
best.
Yeah, you would you would have he would have made a good like Intercontinental or United States champion. Like they never gave him the opportunity to run with it. Just like Ricochet, they're squandering him.
Yeah, but Ricochet is, and I'm sure people are going to get upset when I say this.
He's there
Ricochet
to do
is
spots.
he's a great worker. Great. He's very like it's overly dangerous in what he
Hmm.
does, so it makes it difficult to work with him because his skill level is different than everyone else's,
Right.
and he's not a good character. So yes, if I want
No.
to watch really good matches, I want to see Ricochet, but is he going to be someone who's going to help carry my company? No, he's probably just going to injure everyone that he wrestles.
Yeah. Makes sense.
But it's like you can't say he's
No.
bad.
But I mean, look at the grizzled young vets here compared to like 3 months ago when they were squandering in NXT with Joe
But
Gacy.
it's a thing, right? I mean, we don't need to constantly talk about it anymore because I
Yeah.
think people get it. But like WWE just doesn't know what to do with people,
Yeah.
and it's mostly favoritism.
But
I'm
they're
sure
doing
that,
something different now, which we'll talk about it in the state, which really surprised me. But we'll talk about that in the state.
but it's like I said, the new people thing. Look, they immediately got a shot at the tag title as soon as they walked in the door.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely they did. But other than that, this was a fantastic match, and you're keeping Mustafa Ali strong by him winning.
Yeah, you should, as you should, and you make the other guys look fine because they lost because they're fighting with each other.
Yeah, and Kushida is probably going to be the next guy to challenge Ali
Probably,
after Saban gets his rematch.
I think Kushida's finally going to win.
Do you think so?
Yeah, and I think that it's going to make it's going to cause
Another rift between Saban and
between,
Shelley?
yeah,
Okay.
because I don't know. We'll see what's going to happen. Maybe Saban wants to challenge for the belt, and then Shelly challenges for the belt, and then Shelly wins, and then Saban gets mad, and then like all of them hate each other.
Hmm.
Three-way match.
Three-way match. I'll take it. Well, with that, we're going to go into our co-main event. Three-way match for the TNA Knockouts Championship. Jordan Grace defending against Tasha Steelz and Zaya Brookside. Why is Tasha Steelz in this match?
I say that every time. You don't get to steal my lines. Um,
But it wasn't bad. Let's just
in it was fine. This isn't like a match that I would point at and say, "Wow, that was a great." It was pretty
yeah.
good, I guess. Like Jordan Grace is strong.
Yeah, it was more of a match to showcase her power more than anything.
Yeah, Zaya Brookside can go. We know that.
Yeah.
Um, Tasha Steelz was just existed. This is the problem
She
that I
was there
have
to
with
take the
Impact.
pinfall, so you keep Zaya
Yeah.
strong.
Impact has a tendency, like, and not to say that they don't, because I think AEW does this a lot, but they do it on like regular TV, where it's
Hmm.
like Betty Bilko gets a shot at the belt, and you're like, who the fuck is that? But TNA does it on their pay-per-views. They're
Yeah.
letting Joe Random wrestle for the title. Like, why the fuck is Tasha Steelz in this match? Someone explain that to me. What
They're
did she do that she should be in this match?
they're running low. They're running low on female talent, especially since they lost Perazzo,
And I think that's why they're trying to split up
Slamovich, and Kelly.
Slamovich and Kelly.
Well, let's hope Slamovich finally gets her run with the belt. But
She
other than that,
deserves
this
it.
match was, like I said, it was fine. It was just more of a match to showcase Grace's power. Grace is like, there's one point where she's like swinging and she has the other girl on her shoulders and she's swinging the.
She did the chokes, no chokes on the clothesline into
Mhm.
a Canadian, not a Canadian destroyer. What's it called? Where she put Tasha Steelz on Zaya Brookside's back and then clothesline her, and they did a Panama Sunrise or whatever the
Oh,
fuck
like a
it's called.
sunset flip
Oh,
kind of
red. It's a red
code red.
code red. Yeah, there you go.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I mean, she was trained by Steels was trained by Homicide, right? And so an
She's
amazing
not
red.
a bad wrestler.
No.
She should not be the world champion of any company. When I found out that she was a one-time knockout champion, I was like, why did that happen?
And then you look at the roster at the time and you find out why.
Oh yeah, that was bad times.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, where's Mickey James in all this?
Haven't seen Mickey James in a long time.
Taylor Wilde's still out. Kylan King is still out.
You're gonna go. We know we're getting it already. Giselle Shaw is gonna end up having to wrestle again against Jordan Grace and losing again because that's her job,
And then that's when you get the Slamovich.
probably.
Yeah. Meh.
It's
What
time
the
to give Slamovich.
the run. And have her
Yeah.
like do a long run with it. Don't have her lose it next month back to Jordan Grace.
No, let her go for like a year of just
Yeah.
punishing people.
Just destroying until it builds up to like a match between Killer Kelly and her.
And then have it go like 3 matches.
Yeah. Best 2 out of 3. So with that, we are going to go into our main event. Jordan Grace retains, as we knew it was going to happen anyway. We got Moose against Eric Young for the TNA World Championship. Again, bad booking decision here.
Ooh, hey, it's bad enough, and everyone already, like you could tell, like the slower side of the internet got
Yeah.
really mad at me for talking about Moose. Um, why is Eric Young wrestling for the title? Eric Young, who has not been part of anything important in this
Yeah.
company since he's come back, is
But yet
wrestling for the title.
I'll argue the point is if you really want to make a statement with TNA coming back, who better than someone who's been with the company such a long time?
But that's the booking decision of somebody who's been there for a long time and is old,
Hmm.
which is probably either Moose or Boston Boy. I don't remember his name for
Eddie
some reason.
Edwards.
Eddie Edwards. Like Eric Young for the title. Done
Yeah.
nothing for the title. Not Josh Alexander.
Yeah. But I mean, I don't know. There was too many. I don't know. This match was just all over the place too. There was too many ref bumps. We got 2 ref bumps, right?
Yeah, I mean, it's some House of Torture shit that was going on.
Oh, we'll talk about that. Stay tuned later in the week on Thursday for that one. But whew, baby, that one was a
By the way, the
doozy.
feed for this pay-per-view was awful.
Yes.
It cut
Yes.
out like so many times.
Yeah, production quality really, if it wasn't for the commentary that did a good job, the production quality has
But you
dipped.
know what? Let's talk about the commentary for a second. Molly Ringwald is getting too.
Over exuberant.
He's too flippy floppy because like in the some matches he's a straight up Jerry the King Lawler heel.
Yeah.
Everyone else, but then all of a sudden in some matches he's with on the baby face's side and he's so behind it and he doesn't talk bad anymore about people and I just don't get it.
Yeah. Yeah,
He's still good.
that was a perfect example in the ABC match. He was on the ABC side. But here we was on Moose's side.
Yeah, he does that a lot. Anyways, Moose sucks. This
Hmm.
match was actually not bad. It was too long, but it wasn't
Yeah.
bad.
Yeah, this one was
Um,
23 minutes.
it overall it like they did well. They carried the match for some big spots. It was enjoyable to watch, but I think that the booking decisions are still crazy.
Yeah. Yeah, it clearly like Moose wins, he retains. Um Kaz actually cost Eric Young the match here with more shenanigans.
Kaz Hayashi?
Yes. Kazarian. Frankie Kazarian.
Yeah, but who doesn't love Frankie Kazarian? But you
Granted.
see that this is like someone being like, "Oh, you know what we should do? Let's book Frankie Kazarian against Moose for the championship. Let's go. Two guys nobody wants to watch fight for the title. Fight for the title. I mean, we like Kazarian around here, but
We like Kazarian, but he's there to put somebody over, not put Moose over.
yeah, if you want him to win the X division or the digital media, okay. This
Have
is
him
why
have
we
a
need another belt.
yeah, have him have a great match against Ali and lose. This way you put Ali over even more.
I don't know. These are your friends.
Yeah, they're not my friends anymore. My
Yeah, you
buddy
tell
doesn't
them how it
work for,
goes. I gotta blow my nose.
yeah, my friend doesn't work for them anymore. So I lost a job now. Like it's the booking decisions, like in ring, this pay-per-view was really good. Booking decisions leave something to be desired in this. Um, Yeah, other than that, like I got nothing much else to say about this. Do you got anything else you want to talk about this show?
It twice.
Sorry?
I keep when I turn the camera on, I double click it and it turns
Yeah.
it on and then turns it off.
Yeah.
Um, what do I want to say about this pay-per-view? It had good matches.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
I lose
overall,
it lost points on the booking and it lost points on
it
the
lost big points on the booking. The booking was shit.
mm-hmm.
Um, it lost points on the production,
Mm-hmm.
especially because you have to pay for this. And I think I don't know.
This had the potential to be a 7.7, 7.8
Yeah,
with a few booking tweaks.
this could have been an 8.
Yeah.
It's a 7, flat
I
7.
flat 7. I give it a little higher. I went 7.5.
Yeah, it's a flat 7 for me. I
Yeah.
think some of those decisions that they made make it so it's like even though the match quality is good, it's like, why would I want to tell somebody to watch this?
Yeah, this is not something like if you watched it and you enjoy yourself, but not something I'd go back and there's nothing I really want
Yeah,
to rewatch
I
on
also
this.
wouldn't be like you need to watch this. It's like it's good if you feel like it, check it out. If
Yeah.
but
If you
that's on
watched
you.
it live, you probably had a good time, but this was a slog to get through, especially with the production quality.
Yeah, it made it hard to watch.
Yeah. Not hard to kill, just hard to watch.
Nice.
Well,
It was a
with that out of the
sacrifice.
yeah, my sacrifice. With that, guys, out of the way, thanks again for joining us. Make sure you tune in later in the week. We will have our review of night 1, and this is the only night we're going to be reviewing of the New Japan Cup until we get to the finals, which will be at Sakura Genesis. We will chat about it next week in the state, but Thursday night we're going to have our review of New Japan's 52nd annual anniversary show. I guess, yeah, stay tuned later in the week for that one. So make sure you got that little bell notification turned on so when you know when the next video drop. So with that out of the way, guys, in the words of Kenny Omega, goodbye and good night.